We're going to be talking today about the MT4 Professional platform. The topic for today says trading strategies using MT4 Professional Scanner, and I'm definitely going to go over trading strategies today. But I want to do something a little bit different today. I'm going to not spend as much time on my presentation. I'm going to go right into the platform, and I'm going to show you exactly how it's used and how a scanner strategy is set up. Now, this will probably make for a very good training video, one for setups. And those of you who are here today are in for a treat. We're going to be going through all the details of the scanner, all the details of setting up the charts and getting everything just the way that you like it. And of course, we're going to go through all the features, and I will make a very special offer to help you get started with MT4 Professional before the end of today's presentation. So before we get started, I just need to go over a quick disclaimer that you know that MT4 Professional resilient traders are not investment advisory service, and we're not registered trading advisors, so we cannot give you any specific trade advice. But what we can do is teach and train you how to use our platform, the MT4 Professional platform, and how to use it to set up strategies and a trading plan that is both consistently profitable and successful. Trading with futures, stocks, Forex options, and cryptocurrency has a large potential for reward, and you can make a lot of money. But there's also a large potential for risk, and you can lose a lot of money. So you must be aware of the risks involved and be willing to accept them in order to trade or invest in any of these markets. Please don't trade with money that you cannot afford to lose. Past performance is not indicative of future results, so make sure that you get advice from a competent financial advisor before you start trading or investing in any of these markets. And never, ever trade in a live account until you have first proven you can consistently and profitably trade in a simulated account. And that's where the real work begins. So I am Randy Lindsay, your trade coach, operations director here at MT4 Professional. Joining me today is Claudio Cardinal. He is our product development director, programmer, and all things technology guru. We're talking about trading strategies using MT4 Professional. We're going to go through that, but I'm going to jump right into the live demonstration today because I want to give you guys something that we haven't really gone through before. I'm going to walk through developing a strategy and how it's used on the platform. And then we'll go right into our special offer. And of course, all along the way, please ask any questions that you might have. If you're a current MT4 Professional user, make sure you ask me the questions about the platform and the implementation. If you are not using MT4 Professional at the time, make sure you ask your questions now so I can show you something you might be interested in and demonstrate it for you live. All right, so let me go right into my presentation. Right there. Okay. I'm going to pull up the MT4 platform. This is not MT4 Professional. It is just MT4. MT5 as well. It runs on either platform, so you don't have to worry about switching back over. MT5 has a lot of nicer features, a lot more symbols, a lot more capabilities, but it's not as well used or accepted in the Forex community or around the brokerage front. But more and more brokers are accepting the MT5 platform now and starting to move in that direction. So pretty soon, very soon, I'm going to be switching over to MT5 for my demonstrations and be slowly transitioning out of the MT4. But MT4 is still a very strong and capable platform. So we're going to be demonstrating with it still today. Notice that I have 3 different charts set up. When I go to a full screen mode, you can see that I've got a big wide area that just can't be filled unless I physically drag the windows out, or if I sit here and resize each window every time I change it. I can do that because the windows are all the same size. But if I had a window that each of these windows were not the same size, that would be quite difficult. And I've got quite a few profiles where that's the case. If I were to show you one right here, let me see. This one, you can see I've got several different windows up and they're not all the same size. So if I tried to uh, refresh it or make it bigger and get more real estate out, then you can see that's going to be a little bit more of a problem. I have to physically move these, resize them, get everything right. I cannot use the window rescaler because it makes all of the windows the same size. The other problem that I run into is that I want to be able to look at multiple time frames. So if I'm looking at multiple time frame charts, then I want to be able to see that this particular run right here that I would like to have participated in, I want to see that I could have gotten into it at a good point, like on a 15-minute or 30-minute or hourly. And I want to see that they would have aligned at that point. So looking at a 15-minute chart, it looks like it's right about this time frame that I would have been a good entry. This is a nice signal for entry right here and a very good strong output trend turned long. So this is a great point for an entry. However, if I were to look at that on the other charts, I'm going to have to look down and see the time and price on the bottom. See, that was like 306 yesterday, or it's today at 145. So I'm going to have to minimize this window, go over to this point at that same location and time, 306 at about 145, right in there somewhere. So you can see that this is the right location. So if I could see all of that at the same time, that would be super. And then the 1 hour, of course, you can see that it's going to be right about there, 3 o'clock. So I'm looking for all of these all at the same time to align. And unless you have a way of checking all three at the same time, that it's very difficult. So using multiple time frame analysis on regular MT4 is quite difficult to do. If I wanted to go over and click on any one of these symbols to change the symbol, I can't do that. I can click on it, but I can't switch it. I have to physically drag and drop each one of these symbols onto the charts if I'm interested in changing them at all. And if I don't have what I'm looking for, then I have to remember that, oh, I had the Euro Aussie on there before, so I'm going to put it back in place. And I have to align each of the charts and set them up so that, you see what I mean? It's like, it's kind of difficult to set these up and to use them. So let me pull up MT4Professional and I'll show you a little bit more of a professional platform. The first thing that you see when you launch MT4Professional is a configuration panel. The configuration panel is a setup that allows you to load creations or custom configurations that you've created that define the chart layouts, that define your scanner parameters, that define which symbols or symbol lists that you're interested in seeing. So by scrolling through these, all the ones on the top are ones that I have created. The ones in the middle are all the ones that you get as default presets. These are ones that come with the system initially. All 14 of these come pre-configured, ready to go. And then the bottom shows the ones that you've received through our member sharing channel. So I wanted to make sure that you saw where those were located. So if you're just getting started for the very first time, what you would do was come and find a preset that you like, any of these presets. If you don't know what they look like, then just click on one and load it. And notice that you can load it and see exactly what it looks like. It comes up with a strategy that's looking at price relative to a 15-period exponential moving average. And so it's looking to see if price is greater than that 15 period, then it's going to be green. If it's less than, then it's going to be red. And the output is displayed here on your scanner in a spreadsheet layout. Very easy to see. This is a 1 hour and 4 hour. I've got a 1 hour and 4 hour chart. Now notice my MT4 window is still small. So if I were to go through and make this full screen, notice that all of the real estate that was on the screen got automatically taken up, and my charts were all redrawn and everything was made clean and straight. I love that. Also, you can see the euro US dollar is the first symbol on the list. Well, I can go through and look at the euro Aussie that I was interested in earlier. I might not have this on my list. Looks like I don't, so I could add it. I'm gonna go ahead and pull in the euro CAD. Pull in the same thing. Notice one click on the symbol and it automatically changes on both of the charts. Also notice there's a really nice crosshair available to me here on both timeframes that I can look at a breakout of a point, and I can see that the alignment of this chart here aligns with the alignment of this chart here, and that can help me to see that that's a potential long position for me right there. So that helps me as a trader to see that the longer time frame is lining up with what I see on the shorter time frame, and it gives me a lot more confidence in my trade. Okay, so that's how you look at it. But if I wanted to change anything, or if I wanted to make any updates or changes to this, if you go up under your configuration, notice the edit button is not set up for you. That's because you haven't created a custom of your own. These are all just presets. They're like templates that you can't change, but you can copy them. So what you do is you create your own custom configuration by clicking this button here. It creates a copy of the EMAN price or of any of the other ones that you're interested in doing. So let me pull up one, let's say an SMA, and I will go ahead and say yes to this one. It created a copy of the SMA cross, simple moving average cross. This is a 513 period. Maybe it's another one. Yeah, it says it's a 513, but I think it might have been changed. If I were to click on the chart, then you can see that I have, it looks like it's a 4-chart layout using the 513 template layout. I can change this template layout to be anything available on the pull down list, or if I click the plus sign, then I can check on any template that I have available on my MT4 or MT5 platform. So any template that you have created yourself is available here. You can select it and pull it up and use it just like that. So just select the one that you want and pop it in. SMA cross. Open. Now, these were simple SMAs. Now, notice I have the SMA cross listed here and the 513 SMA listed over there. Those are going to have different parameters because the templates have been made to be something different. The 513 template probably has indicators already set up on it that are already matching the 513. Whereas the SMA cross, I'm not sure what it is because it's just the generic SMA cross template. But I'm going to pull it up just to show you what it looks like on my 5-minute chart. Click OK. If you go over to your scanner panel, then this is where you set up your symbol list and your scanner parameters. Click on the symbol list icon, and it pulls up the symbol list configurator. And from here, you have access to all on the left. All of the symbols that your broker gives you are listed all on the left. And you can take any of these symbols and load them onto a list over here on the right. If there's any symbol that you have over here or that you don't want over here, then all you have to do is just get rid of it. For example, the where is it? There it is. New Zealand Swiss, the Swiss yen. I don't generally trade the Swiss, so I probably wouldn't be having any of the Swiss pairs on there. But a lot of people like it. I would make sure and look for the Euro EUR and then find the Aussie right there. So I want to make sure that that one is on there by clicking it. It says it already was on the list, so I don't have to worry about it because it was already up there. I didn't see it earlier, but it says that it's already there. There it is right there. So what I want to do is select this one and kind of move it up on the list like it's a little bit more in line with what I want to see. There we go. So that looks good. If I don't like any of these, I can click the clear all button and it'll erase them all. If there's one specific on the list I don't want, I can click an X and just get rid of each individual one. Or if I've made a configuration already that has all of the symbols I want in it in another configuration, all I have to do is click this button and I can go and find that configuration, and then it'll automatically copy this in here. So I'll click OK. And once you're done with everything, just click the Save button. I didn't check the scanner. Let me go and check the scanner and see. Now the scanner looks like it's still set up as a SMA 513. So let me edit that and look at the indicators. Now this looks like a simple moving average 5, and it looks like a simple moving average 13. So this is already set up as a 513 cross. So I'm looking to see that the 5 is greater than the 13, then it's bullish. The 5 is less than the 13, it's bearish. If I want to change the parameters from 513 to say a 1020, then I can do that very easily by changing the parameters of the indicator. I can go in and change the period from a 5 to a 10. If I don't want a simple, but I want a exponential, then I can always change it there as well. 10. And notice that when I change it from a 10 here, it automatically changes to a 10 over here as well. On this side, you can see that it goes from a 13. So if I want to change that one to a 20, it'll automatically change to a 20 over here. And then the 5 and 13 are completely gone from your list. So we've changed those. I'm still looking for a 10 crossover, 20, and so forth. So I'm gonna go ahead and cancel that. I don't want to save it because I want to keep it as a 513. Now notice on this chart setup here that I've got 3 different columns on my scanner, a 5-minute, 15-minute, and a 1 hour. 3 different columns. If I don't want the 1 hour column and I'm only just interested in the 5 and the 15, I can get rid of that hourly column right there just by clicking the X. Or if I want to add it back again, instead of the 1 hour, I want to add the 30-minute. And then I want to make sure and apply the color rule to that chart. That way it'll come up on my scanner and look for these rule sets on the 30-minute chart. Okay, I'll just go ahead and leave it like that. And then click Save, close this window, and then select Load. Every time you make any type of updates, changes, or whatnot, then you click the Save button. And before I do that, I'm going to edit that and just say, this is a test. And I'm going to remove that one a little bit later. So that's the one we just created. Now the edit button is enabled. And you can see that that file is loaded up here in your customs section. So that makes it really, really easy to set up and get going. All right. So if anytime you edit this file, always make sure that you load it. And it will automatically put all the changes that you created and made in there. And then it will automatically load them up on the charts. And so you can see I have my 5 and 15 scanning, looking for a 515 cross. And notice on this first one, this template that I used was just a simple SMA cross, where these other ones were the 515. Notice they have 4 different simple moving averages on there, and these have the 2 that we're mostly interested in. So I want to make sure and show you that you don't have to load the same template onto every one. You can load any template that you want. So if I change it here on the background by changing the template, then I can do that, and that's not a problem. I'm just going to find that SMA, where'd it go? I might not have saved it on this computer, which I didn't. But the 513 is not here. That's because I haven't saved it to this computer. So what I'll do is go to this chart under templates, and I'll click Save Template. And I'll save the template as the EMA, or was it SMA? I forget the name that I used. Cancel that. I forgot the name that I used on that. SMA 513. SMA 513. Okay. That was the name. Maybe that's why I didn't find it. I wasn't looking in the right place. I don't have the SMA 513 here. So what I'm going to do is I'll just save this one here. Let's save template. SMA 513. There. So if I were to go and load from this chart with that template, there, then you can see it's going to be set the same way. But this is only a temporary change, because if you go into your configuration and edit it, then you'll see that this is still going to load up the SMA cross. It's not going to load up the SMA 513. So you want to make sure that you switch that back to your SMA 513, click OK, and save it, and then load it. And that way it's always going to be loaded as an SMA 513, rather than the 401 cross that you had switched in there. So a lot of people get confused by that, but just want to make sure that you saw that and how to use it and set it up. So far I've showed you how to set up all of the charts, how to set up the symbol lists and all of the scanner symbols and the scanner colors, how to change the parameters of the indicators and how to put those in. So how do you have that? So the strategy that we're using here is a simple moving average cross. That's the strategy. And you want to see a bullish cross green on your spreadsheet here, and you want to see a bearish cross red on your spreadsheet. So anytime, for example, the euro US dollar crosses over here, you can see this is a bearish cross because the fast moving average crossed under the slow. That bearish cross gave us a red signal on the 5-minute chart. The 15-minute followed suit with the red cross right here. See that? Closed under, the cross was there. So at the end of the close of this bar, this cross was less than the blue line. So that was a bearish cross. So you can see bearish across the board. You can see that the hourly chart has not crossed yet. It is still very bullish. And the 4-hour has not crossed yet either. It is still also extremely bullish. So these are just short-term corrections that you can trade if you can see that you've rotated over. But if you're going against this longer term trend, you know these shorter term trends are just going to be short-lived. The chances are very good that if this rotates back into a green signal, and this one follows suit in line with what these two already are, then that's a much stronger signal that you can probably take and hold for a much longer period of time. This one probably would work, but it would only work for a short period of time. So if you're looking for very fast profits, this is a strategy you can use to analyze that. That's why you're looking only at the two shorter time frames. But if you're looking for the longer time frame and to hold it for longer periods of time, then make sure that you align it to the longer time frame setup charts as well. Okay, that's a strategy. That's the way that you set it up and look for it. Now, the individual indicators themselves, you can see we're using them in our color rules by going into the scanner and editing them. Now, I'm looking for a color rule definition here that says if the 5-period simple moving average is greater than the 13, that I want to see a bullish green signal. That's the rule set that we're using. Now I'm using the 5-period SMA here indicator itself as the output. If I were to look over in the data window output, by clicking on this icon right here, which is the data window, I can hit Control D, or under View, if you go under data window, you can get it there as well. Any of those three work. If you display the data window, then you'll find the output of any indicator that you have on the screens displayed here. So wherever you hover your mouse on the chart, then you'll see that that's the output that's going to be displayed on your data window. This is really important if you're looking to see if you're using multiple indicators or to determine which line to use on the output. So you can see that the simple moving averages have a single output. The MA5 has a single output and the MA13 has a single output. What the algorithm does is it compares the output value of these two. If this one is greater than this one, we know that it is above it. If this one is less than this one, we know that it's below it. Very simple. If you have more complex indicators, then you can always look through those. But you see what the output values are here in the data window. And this is your friend when you're setting up and building a strategy. So let's look at a MACD strategy because the MACD has multiple outputs. So I'm going to just simply drag over the MACD indicator. So under indicators, if you would display those and look for your oscillators, you can see the MACD is under there. I'm going to go ahead and just drag and drop that onto this chart right here. It's set up as a 12.26.9, which is a standard applied to the closer price. That's a standard output. So that's the way I'm going to have that one set up and displayed. So I'll put that on the chart, and you can see that I have a red signal line and a gray histogram that shows me the values. This is the normal output, as you can see here, the MACD itself, and then the signal line, the red line, is this one right here. So there are two outputs on the MACD. This is line 1, and the signal line is line 2. So if I were to go into the configuration, edit it, go over to my scanner, and I wanted to include the MACD with my SMA cross, then I have to go and click a plus sign. No, I don't. I want to click the edit button first. And now I want to include this right here. So I'll click this plus sign here to test for a MACD cross in addition to my SMA cross. So by clicking the plus sign, I can set up that same indicator, look for it under the oscillators, and there is the MACD. Use this indicator, 12.26.9 set up. So this is the one that I want. But what I was showing you earlier about on the data window, the output 1 was the normal indicator, and output 2 or line 2 was the signal line. This first one I want to be the standard indicator, the base indicator. So under mode, notice that there are two outputs available to you: the base indicator, which is the histogram, and the signal line, which is the red line. Well, I want this one to be the base indicator line, so I'll click OK. And so I'm going to be looking at a standard MACD base indicator line. If it's bullish, then I want to see that that is greater than my signal line. So I'll set my operator to be greater than, and I have to define the signal line. So what I'm going to do is click plus, choose an indicator. I'm going to pull up the exact same indicator because I need two instances of the same indicator so that I can compare one output with the other output. Notice everything is set up the same, but on this one, instead of using the base indicator, I will set it up as a signal line and click OK. So now you can see I can compare the MACD close of price. This is the base indicator with the MACD signal line. If it's greater than that, it's going to be bullish. The corollary is if it's not. So by clicking plus, then I can just say, okay, since I've already done it, I don't have to redo it. Then I'm going to check to see if the base indicator is less than or equal to my signal line, which I've already set up. And so all I have to do is just select it from the pull down menu. And there's my strategy. It's going to color the cell green if it's bullish based upon a moving average cross and a MACD cross. And it's going to be red if I have a bearish moving average cross and a MACD cross. Now, both of these have to be true. If I get one or the other, which is not true, then this will not be true. And so if this isn't true and this isn't true, then by default, it'll color the cell yellow. All right. So if I click OK, then I have that same strategy applied to a 5 and a 15 chart. And I'll click OK on that one and save it. Close and load. Then now it's scanning for the same parameters, but now it's scanning for those parameters with the MACD indicator. Now notice that I just dragged the MACD indicator onto the chart, but where is it now? It went away. Why did it do that? It's because I didn't load it into my configuration. So if we edit that, I need to load a template that has the SMA cross and the MACD signal in it in order to make it display properly. So that's what I want to see on that. So I'll go back in, I'll drag and drop that MACD setup just like that onto the chart. And if I want to change any of the parameters or the colors of the chart or anything like that, I can do that. But I'm going to go ahead and save this as a template. And I'll call this one a SMA 513 MACD. All right, now I have it saved. Now I can go into my configuration, click the chart, click the plus sign to load the SMA 513 MACD. And since I've loaded the SMA 513 MACD, all I have to do is use the pull down menu to load it on all of the other setups. You only have to do it one time and then it loads it on the rest of them. Click the OK button. Make sure that you save it. Close this window and load it. All right. Now you can see the MACD appears on all the windows just the way I want it. Of course, you can set it up to look just any way that you like it to be. But I do know that within my scanner, the 5 and the 15 are scanning for both the crosses, the cross of the moving average and the cross of the MACD. So notice I have a yellow setup cross here for the Euro Aussie. That means it's in transition. That 15-minute hasn't quite gotten there, but the 30-minute has, the 5-minute has. Here you can see that the Euro US dollar is red on both cycles. So you have a red cross here and a red cross here. Here you've got a setup where you've got the cross is less than the SMA, which is bearish. And you also have, see, the gray line is less than the SMA, which also is bearish. So you've got bearish signal coming out across that. Now, as soon as this red line comes back up here, or as soon as, like on this next bar, if you get a histogram that now crosses above or is greater than this signal line, then you'll see that this will either change to green or it'll go yellow, because what will happen is this will generate a bullish cross, but this will be still bearish because the red has not crossed over the blue yet. And so the signal will come across in that fashion. So look at the US dollar yen. You can see the US dollar yen has a bullish cross, but a bearish MACD. So it's yellow. But here you have a bullish cross and there's a bullish MACD. So longer term bullish. Let's see if we can find another example here. Swiss yen. Here's a bullish cross. That looks like a bullish cross. So oh, that's right, because it is bullish. All right, the second one would be there's a bearish and a bullish. So that would be yellow. So there, you can see that it is doing all the hard work for you, signaling when each of these conditions or setups are true. So all you have to do is look for and wait for these crosses to signal the intent and then you're ready to go. So under configuration, click the edit button, go to the scanner. And under the scanner setup, you can see there is a real-time notifications button. If you want to be notified either by SMS message or by email or a pop-up on your computer, then all you have to do is make sure and turn this on. If you want an SMS message also, then make sure you set up your mobile device, or if you want have a Telegram account, then you can send these messages directly to your Telegram account and be alerted that way to the presence of a potential trade. If you're not in the office, then you can, when you get the alert, then you can just contact your broker through your phone or your mobile device and place your trade directly that way. Like I mentioned earlier, we do have a traders network also. So once you've gone through the hard work of setting up this wonderful strategy and you've tested it and you really like it and you want to share it with your friends, then all you have to do is click this button right here. This is the share icon, and the configuration that you've clicked on will automatically be shared with users in your community. So all you have to do is just type in their email address or their MT4 professional user ID, and you can search for them in here. Their first name, their last name, their email, and once you find them, then you can select the send icon, and it will send it to them. Okay, very simple, very straightforward. Also, let me pull up my browser. All right. This is a Chrome browser. This is, like on a mobile device. If I have a laptop or if I have my iPad out or my iPhone, then any of my mobile devices, I can use a Chrome's display to see my scanner back in the office. So if I'm getting ready to go to lunch, I have my scanner set up here. Then I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that data window, pull my Chrome back up again, and show you that on my mobile devices, I can show those. So all you have to do is click and sign into the members area of the MT4Professional website. You'll see this screen as you log in for the very first time. Right here is where you can download any of the software for your MT4 or MT5 platform. Up here is the menu column to go to any sections of the website that you're looking for specifically. If you're brand new to MT4 Professional, then here are the onboarding steps that we ask that you go through in order to create and to get going on your installation. A lot of people don't like to read. A lot of people don't like to go through that type of process. So we have this here to help you get up to speed as quickly as possible, including online documentation, demonstrations, and videos. So make sure that you go through these demonstrations and join our exclusive Skype group, refer some of your friends and join our referral program and get paid for referring friends to us. And all the online documentation is just one click away. So by clicking on this link, you get access to all of the installation, the quick start guides, all of these configuration rules within the setups, including how to unsubscribe or to change your payment method or to switch your licenses and so forth. So everything is set up and easy to access in here. One thing I want to show you is that if I'm going to lunch and I want to take the platform with me, all I have to do is log in on my mobile device to the specific account that I'm using. So I'm going to go to the real-time scanner. I'm going to select the account that I'm currently using, and it will automatically display on my screen the scanner that's currently running on my PC back in my office. Notice it's exactly the same. And if I were to click on any of these symbols, notice that the pound Swiss is currently displayed one here. I'm going to go back to the euro US dollar, and I'm going to check to see that out. So if I got a signal that on my SMS device, or if I was alerted that that a trade was coming up through the portal here. So you notice that I can have the announcements or notifications bar set up there. Then it'll pop up on my mobile device as well. Then I simply go to this setup, click on the symbol that gave me the alert, and I can see a screenshot exactly what it is that I want to see. You can see that I'm long-term bullish, short-term bearish, but I'm looking at a transitional phase. So it looks like I'm getting ready to go back in line with my longer-term trend. That's a trade setup. I want to know about it, and I want to get ready to trade that. So it's beautiful because you don't have to worry about leaving the office. You can always take it with you and see it on the road. And then you can also check other ones that look like they might be in transition as well. It'll automatically change the symbol on your device back in the office and load it here for you to see and to do your analysis right here on the spot. So it's a beautiful setup and system, and you can take it with you anywhere you go. So it's available on any mobile device that you can load a browser on. Let's see, everything on MT4Professional is cloud-based, which means that all of the configurations and setups are stored and saved in the cloud, so that if you lose your hard drive for any reason, you drop your computer, it gets stolen, something happens, your hard drive crashes, you don't lose all the configurations and strategies and all the hard work that you set up and put into the system. Once you get your new computer back, once you install a new version of MT4, all you have to do is log in and load your MT4Professional platform, and you're back up and running in no time. All of your configurations will come up as if you had nothing had ever happened to it. You'll click one time and you'll see everything just the way you left it off before the crash or before the loss or before whatever it is. So everything will already be there. And when I said earlier that you could share it with others in your community, well, those share configurations are given to them in their inbox. So all they have to do is go down and look at the configurations that you sent them, click on the one that they wanted to see, and click create. And that way they would get a copy of that on their computer, and that way they can edit it and change it or update it or make it their own. If they don't want to do that, all they have to do is load it, and they'll get to be able to see and use a copy of what you sent them, but they won't be able to edit it. So that's, in a nutshell, is exactly how we do it. That's how we set up configurations. That's how you set up your strategies. That's how you're alerted to it. That's how you trade with it. That's how you apply it and take it with you when you go. That's how you share it. So MT4Professional is an awesome platform. All of the features that you see here, the crosshairs, the information sharing, the scanner windows and setup, all that is just seamlessly integrated together. And you even get access to us 24/7 through the Skype chat group. So make sure that you take advantage of that as well. So if you don't have any other questions with regards to that or any other indicators, then notice that I have a huge list of indicators on my platform here. Any of these indicators can be integrated and used with the MT4Professional setup. And if there is a complex indicator that needs some tweaking, then we do have programmers on staff and on call ready to help you to integrate that indicator or to write custom code that will be able to help you to interface with that indicator in the platform. So you're never going to be stranded. You can use any strategy or indicator that you want. So we have services available to help you in not only programming, but in expert advisor development as well. So we have experts on board to help develop those expert advisors. So your strategy then can automatically trade for you and would be ready to go. So if you have any questions with regards to that, just let us know and we'll be glad to give you a quote for our time and the software that you specifically need. So let me go back to my demonstration real quick and make you a very special offer. And then we can get back to the question and answer sessions. And so what I demonstrated today was the full featured MT4 and MT5 system, which is what you would get. You get exclusive access to our Skype community. You get unlimited configurations and storage, unlimited Telegram emails, push notifications, and up to 100 SMS notifications included every single month. You get dozens of pre-configured presets on both MT4 and MT5. And all of this is valued at about $2,300, but of course you're not going to pay that. We've set it up so that you have a very easily managed monthly payment. Of course, you won't pay for that either. We've knocked that down by 50%. $97 per month gives you full access to both MT4 and MT5 platforms, our Skype community, all of our pre-configured strategies, and unlimited cloud access. You get a 14-day free trial to try it out on your own, the full featured software. And then after the 14 days, $97. So you can give it a try right now, mt4professional.com/trial to get started today on your trial. You can always contact us if you have any questions at support@mt4professional.com, or if you have any programming services that you need from us, like a custom EA or a custom indicator, then just let us know and we'll be more than glad to set that up. And if you have a configuration that you need help with, or that you want one of us to do for you, then we can configure any of your strategies for you for a small charge. And we'll be glad to do that for you as part of our services menu to do that. And so we'll be glad to help you with that as well. So let me go back to my presentation, my chart there. I want to set it up so that we can still see the link to get your 14-day free trial started. And I still have about 10 minutes left in today's presentation to go over anything that you would like. So if you have any questions at all, any strategies that you are interested in looking at, let me know. Then I can go back over that right now. Anything that I have not covered that you are specifically interested in, let me know. And I'll be glad to show you how we can look at that and set it up for you. Claudia, was there anything I might have missed during the presentation that you could see here? Now, if you're trying to do all this manually, look at all the symbols and all the different time frames that you can use. That's no one can do that by themselves. You can't look at each of these things and say that, oh, the Swiss is going very extremely bullish, or that the euro yen is very bearish. And you can just very quickly scan through all of the selections, and there it is, all the solutions that you're looking for. You don't even have to use this symbol list. You can use any symbol list that you have put together. Now, these are just simple Forex pairs, but say that I have a configuration that I'm looking at non-Forex pairs. So let me look at the EMA and price one. See, this is one where I'm looking at Forex. I'm looking at futures. I'm looking at commodities. I'm looking at Bitcoin. It doesn't matter. The symbol, whatever is supplied by your broker, you have full access to, and it works on the platform. This strategy is a strategy that's looking specifically at price action. So it's a pure price action strategy, but it's relative to an exponential moving average. And so it's going bullish when I see a price cross greater than the EMA. and it's bearish if price crosses less than the EMA. So on the whole, you can see this is a bearish move. On the longer time frame, you can see that it is a bearish move, but on the longest, the 30-minute, you can see that it is still bullish. So the crossover went from, in this case, bullish, bearish, bullish. Overall, this is a bullish, bearish run, but notice the price just crossed above it. And so that means it's starting to align back with the longer term trend. So if we start to see this 15-minute cross up above that, then we know that chances are good. This was just a short-term correction on a longer term trend. And usually we'll find that these are very good support levels. And especially if we see price come down to these SMA levels, bottom out, give us a nice tail, and then start to turn with a strong up push, then we know that this has cycled, starts to turn, and gives us a signal for potential entry. Okay. Right there. Beautiful. So the idea of the software is sound. The strategy is a sound strategy, and you implement it using the exact same methodology we had used before. John says, do you use the Ichimoku cloud as an indicator? I personally do not, but a lot of our traders do. And we have strategies that are already pre-configured with Ichimoku on them. So yes, you can set up and use the Ichimoku indicator and couple it with the scanner to look for the specific strategy that you're looking for. Absolutely. I might have an example here. I might not, because I kind of delete them as I go, but yeah, I don't have one set up already, but yes, I have set up in the past and I've used them. Yes, I have. No, I don't have an example of that here, but you can. I think the Ichimoku is a trend indicator, isn't it? Is it? Or maybe it's just a regular setup. There it is. Okay, so setting up the cloud, looking at the setup, then you can see, I need to have a little bit more space moved over this way here, but yeah. Yeah, it works just fine. So you can see you have full access to any of these outputs by using the data window. You can see any of the outputs that are available to you. Then you, if you're looking at the first two or the last three, then you're looking for those line numbers on your indicator. So you set it up as this is line 1, line 2, line 3, line 4, and line 5 of your indicator. And those are the ones that you'll be comparing. So if you're looking for a cross of your span A and span B, or if you're looking for your Tenkan-sen, your Kijun-sen cross, then you're also looking for these individual lines to be greater or less than the other. Very simple setup, very easy to do. All you have to do is just set it up and run it and load it. So all I have to do is click on any other symbol, and all of this mess that I put on there then automatically gets erased with my original configuration. I love that. Very quick. I can experiment. I can play around, but I can very quickly and easily get back to my original configuration because I have it already set up and it's all saved and set up in the cloud. All right. Other questions? We've got about 4 minutes left. If there aren't other questions, let me pull my window back up here. Notice that my mobile device already updated to the mobile device that I currently have running here. So it automatically can update itself regardless of what you have on your desktop, and it will automatically display on your mobile device just exactly what you want it to. Within the membership site, you have access to all of your snapshots right here. So any snapshots that you've taken with the platform, you can tag them, give them specific tag names like different systems or different strategies, and then you can save them as a page that can be viewed by your viewers or by your social media outlets. You can make it private or you can make it public. And if you make it public, then you get a share link, and you can just simply click them on any social media device that you have access to. So you can push those out and do that anytime that you want to. So all of your snapshots are available here in the members area. You can also share your whole page by making the whole page public or private, and then only the public portions on the whole page then will be shared and viewed that way. And if you're only interested in looking at specific tagged pairs, then make sure you put a tag on them so you can very quickly pull your collections up at the same time. More complex configurations can be made. These are very simple ones, but as I was showing you before, you can make them as simple or as complex as you want. Here's one where we've put together multiple configurations where we're looking at EMA and price, MACD, signal line. Here it's using a relative strength. If you want to use any of the stochastics, or if you want to put a Bollinger Band on here, you can make it as complicated as you want to. The scanner then can simply check for any of these configurations. So if we were to look at the scanner and to see what rules are used to put these together, then notice I have two different scanner configurations. One of them, I have a strong signal, which is just the name I gave it. If I edit that, then you can see that that strong signal is bearish if I have a MACD cross, a price cross below my moving average, and relative strength negative slope. That is a negative condition. I want to be notified by the color code change and an SMS message or email when this occurs. Or if that is not true, then it's going to check for a bullish setup. Is the MACD signal line cross bullish? Is price greater than my EMA? And is the slope on the relative strength positive? Is it growing in strength? I want to know that. That's condition set 2. If that's true, then I want it to be green. If neither of these conditions are true, then I want it to be yellow, signifying it's in setup and it's not quite ready to trade yet. Okay. Notice that I also have a trend color rule. I have this one simply applied to my longest time frame, which is the weekly chart. And I'm only looking specifically at the trend in general. So if I were to look at that strategy, then that strategy simply looks at the close of price relative to my 15-period EMA. Okay, so if that close of price is greater than that, then the output's bullish. I want to be in a bullish trend. If the output is less than, it's bearish, and I only want to be in bearish trends. So that's what I'm looking for. This is like a filter. It helps me to weed out a lot of these spurious trades I might be getting here and there, and it keeps me out of trouble. So that's the nice thing about using multiple strategies, is that you can apply them to multiple time frames, or even to the same time frame. You can set up two of the same time frame charts, but have different signals on each one, or you can have multiples. In this case, if I wanted to, I could turn them both on and have them both on the same chart. Okay. And there's one other one I want to show you. This one is set up, and notice that it has multiple scanner strategies on the 5-minute. It only has 2 scanner strategies on the 15 and only a single one on the 30. So if we were to look at that configuration and see what I did to get it to display that, then you'll see that on the color rule setup, I have 3 different strategies running at the same time on one time frame, but they're all displaying on the scanner panel under the 5-minute column. The 15-minute, I'm only looking at 2 of the 3 strategies. And the 30-minute, I'm only looking at one of the 3. Just by ticking this and turning it on, then I can scan for those and look at that. So if you look at the actual panel itself, you can see that I've got all 3 of my strategies running here. So whenever you see all 3 aligned right here, then I know that my 5-minute time frame has a strong setup alignment. Like on the euro pound, you can see that I have all 3 aligned on the 5-minute. I have 2 of them aligned on the 15 and another one aligned on the 30. So this one is a very strong bullish trend coming out, as well as the euro Aussie as well. So you can see very quickly which ones are strong bearish, which ones are strong bullish, which ones are in transition, and so forth. Really a strong, powerful system, and it's does everything for you at a glance, so you don't have to worry about doing all the hard work. Once you've set it up and get it running, then it does all the work for you. It looks for these trade setups and lets you know when to do it. So gone are the days of missing the trades or having to constantly be looking for a nice trade setup. All right, that about does it for me today. Unless you have any last minute questions, thank you very much for your time and attention. As we had said before, by clicking the link mt4professional.com/trial, you can get started on your 14-day free trial, 14 full days to try the software. You can cancel at any time and still get the full 14 days. But if you cancel, you lose out on the instant discount that you get with the subscription. And this is a lifetime discount. So you get access to the software and the discount for the lifetime of your subscription. You can cancel at any time and continue to use the subscription for the rest of the month, but then the subscription ends at the end of your trial period. And you can always contact us at support@mt4professional.com. It creates a ticket. We guarantee 24-hour response for any inquiries that you give us. And we even give you customized onboarding to help get you going and walk you through the setup process. Thank you, John. Appreciate it. Thank you for your time and attention, everyone. We have these sessions about every 2 weeks. So come on back. They're live. We answer all of your questions. In the meantime, catch us in our Skype channel on the exclusive Skype setup room where you can exchange trade setups with people. You can talk trade, shop talk, whatever you want to do. Talk about your favorite football team. I don't care. But make sure that you make good use of it because your friends are all there just waiting to interact with you. So thank you very much for your time and attention. You guys have a great rest of your day, and I will see you exact same time in 2 weeks. Bye for now.